This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map, Tournament Stadium. And in the top left-hand corner as the cyan Steel Talons, this is Poise. In the bottom right-hand corner as the pink Scrin, it's MasterLeaf. Now, Tournament Stadium, one of those maps that I have not seen in a long, long time. I assume there are 2 tip spikes on this map. I think just the 2. I don't think there are any more. And then that's pretty much it for the neutral structures as far as I remember. Tournament Stadium, one of those maps that was, I think, in like the Twisted Rift kind of early days of the community-made map pool. One of those maps that emerged as pretty good games would happen on it. Tournament Undergrounds was another one, though very different kind of a map. And at any rate, we got ourselves a Steel Talons versus Scrin. Is Poise somebody else? I don't know. Could be Futurama, purely based on the fact that he's the cyan color, but based on literally nothing else. So, I don't know. I'll just be calling him Poise throughout this game. Looks like things are pretty darn standard. No, like, Descent Opener or anything too crazy from MasterLeaf. Was able to grab north and south garrisonable structures. Going to give him a little bit of vision. And, of course, keep an eye on that third base kind of a timing. Double refinery coming out for MasterLeaf, same exact thing for Poise, so harvesters, refineries, standard eco openings for both of these guys. Everything is, as they say, normal as it can be. And of course, a couple of scouting units, Rifleman Squad on one side, Buzzer Squad on the other side. Just going to be running around the main base of your opponent and seeing exactly what they're up to. And secondary scout going to be coming in here for MasterLeaf. A little bit of damage on that reactor for Poise, so nicely done. Long drive to your natural expansion, but then it's pretty quick to get to your third, at least comparatively. It's not quite as long of a drive, or perhaps it's roughly the same. A little bit of blue tib in the middle of the map, and of course that is where Poise is going with his heavy harvester. Going to be escorting it with a pit bull as well. And potentially the same thing here for MasterLeaf. No, it looks like he's going for a harvester transfer. His blue tib harvester is already there. And this pit bull is going to be able to get a couple of shots off on this harvester. And of course, the rifleman adding a bit of gun damage isn't going to hurt the situation any. MasterLeaf may be able to... No, he actually calls it quits. So he doesn't want to chance that harvester any more than he has to. Rifleman Squad gets a couple shots on the refinery. That's what that battle marker was up there. And Pitbull's not quite going to be able to chase this harvester down. Although if MasterLeaf doesn't have any defense, then they actually will be able to chase the harvester down. A couple of descents could be popping on out of that portal, but the Pitbulls have pulled back. Expansions going up. Natural expansion refinery timings are pretty darn close to mirrored. I think it was maybe a little bit sooner for MasterLeaf, but not so much that anyone needs to worry about it. The game will most likely be decided by bigger factors than that. Although, did both of these guys only get away with half a harvester load of blue tib? Because in that case, drive time-wise, it was definitely not worth it, but probably worth it just to extend the life of your green Tiberium a little bit longer. Command post and AP ammo on the way for Poise. Of course, getting... Ooh, this is more than just a couple of descents from MasterLeaf, so that AP ammo cannot finish soon enough, rather, and these Pitbulls, they scout this attack pretty far out. Again, keep in mind that Tournament Stadium, it's a pretty big map, so even a relatively close attack like that does take a good 20 or 30 seconds to actually arrive at the base. A couple of watchtowers can be dropped in that time. So Rifleman Squad going to be delaying attacks in the north and the south. Keep in mind there are a couple of Seeker tanks mixed in with both of these Descent Squad hits. But AP ammo has finished up and keeping, dual airfield on the way. Okay, so we'll have to see exactly what the plan is for Poise. For now, it's a couple of Pit Bulls and a couple of Titans stomping their way to the front lines, but really he's going to have to deal with this attack on the back end. These expansions, or these harvesters, are completely exposed. Rifleman Squad here, no, it's going to be Wolverines, not going to be going for the repair APCs, which, sometimes can be pretty darn good. But this is plenty of anti-infantry, and by plenty, I mean this is some anti-infantry. I don't know that it's actually going to be enough, but Rifleman Squads inside of these harvesters are really going to do a lot to push this attack back. And actually, that I thought for sure that second Wolverine was going to go down, but it actually did survive quite nicely there. So more descents into the middle of the map. They're going to be able to catch these pit bulls. 1 pit bull down, 2 down, 3 and 4 will almost certainly die before this attack is over, and 3 do manage to escape to the north of the map, but more pit bulls have already gone down than actually survived, and it looks like, I don't know what GDI aircraft that is, out somewhere on this map, but did he drop? Okay, so he does have the tech center, and yeah, there's a Firehawk there, so it could just be a really big, expensive Firehawk hit squad going to be going for, I guess maybe tier 3 or something, knocking that down, stopping MasterLeaf from setting up that tech a little bit sooner. Firehawk's going to be returning on home for Poise, so he gets in a nice bombing run, and these descents not quite able to get the Harvester kills that they were necessarily hoping for. But in the north, more descents, more Seeker tanks going to be moving in the south as well. Not big moves from MasterLeaf, just little teeny tiny moves from him on both fronts. This one behemoth could easily get overwhelmed, and it looks like in the south everything was pushed back. A lightning spike gets added on. And, well, behemoths with rifleman squads will last a little bit longer than if the rifleman squad is outside, and these harvesters are now under threat. And the Descent's going to get 1 kill very nicely there, even going to be handing away that fully heroic status to that Descent. In the south, it looks like MasterLeaf was trying to push in once again. All of the Harvesters go down, so a good strike in the north for MasterLeaf. It's actually going to be Dev Tanks charged up and ready to go in the south. Titan and Wolverine, but also the MCV on the move to the 3rd refinery location. This is 2 airfields full of Firehawks, so that is some crazy bombing potential. 8 Firehawks can level just about any structure in the game. If you have laser fence, I'm not sure about that, but even more Harvesters going down, so MasterLeaf getting ready against Poise, and bombs coming in. There's another refinery down, and unfortunately for Poise, he didn't quite finish off that gravity stabilizer, so a second MCV pops on out for MasterLeaf. He gets himself another drone ship, which he can use for that expansion. That's a 3rd drone ship, so MasterLeaf really going crazy like a bike rush with the MCVs, and these Firehawks are going to be getting seen by these Scrin units. That lightning spike, I think, getting a couple of shots there, and big buzzer swarm attack there, going to be eliminating some of the infantry on the ground, and the Firehawks go down, barely not able to escape there, as the Seeker tanks and the Dev tanks make quick work of one of the airfields. But the other one does still stand, so there's still a lot of bombing potential in these guys. And MasterLeaf, I don't think will be able to break this base with just what he's got right here. And, I mean, even that second airfield will be safe for the current moment. Now, keep in mind, even with bombing runs going off, MasterLeaf has just so much infrastructure, possibly too much infrastructure, as, yeah, he splits the bombs between... Well, he kills the power plant, so... He killed the power plant. Well, I don't know. Power plant, pretty important. I don't know what you do with 4 Firehawks when you see that there's a tier 3 and 2 drone ships right there. This is looking pretty bad for Poise, but of course, if he has some really, really cost-effective engagements, he could potentially pull something out here. And I mean, Firehawks over time can have a lot of damage output, especially if you kill more than just power plants there, but... we'll have to see. A couple of Dev tanks going down on the defensive front for MasterLeaf. This one in the south looks like he wasn't quite able to finish off that Harvester. He's been circling around. I don't know what his deal is. He will end up going down to this Titan. He might not. He definitely won't get that second Harvester, but even a Watchtower going to get a little bit of DPS there. More Firehawk runs going to be coming in. Finally took down the tier 3, damaged the tier 2 as well, so that's going to be nice for Poise, doing that bit of damage there. Getting a bit of damage on the Harvesters of MasterLeaf. I'm really surprised he didn't just drop like a buzzer hive to help deal with these guys a little bit more quickly. And now the tripods are here, so they're going to be able to push that army back. They're going to be able to deal with that attack very nicely. And of course, Reclamator Hub is now on the way, or rather it's here, and the Marv is on the way for Poise. Similarly, we don't quite see the Eradicator Hexpot on the way. One of the downsides of losing your Tier 3, although there's more Tier 3 down here. So he's rebuilt that here. He also has Tier 2 here. So he's completely rebuilt in the south of the map. And there's actually going to be the sell-off. And he drops the Storm Column just in time to get a little bit of DPS out of that, or onto those Firehawks. But again, resetting that Tier 3, resetting the... no, there's more Tier 3 up here. How many Tier 3 buildings has he built? He's got another Tier 2 there, so yeah, he had a full duplicate Tier 2 down here in the south. And the funny thing about when you do goofy stuff to mess with your opponent is you can still lose the game, and in this case, MasterLeaf still has an opportunity to give this entire game away. Now, it is going to be tripods and storm columns. Even a dev tank may get in on the action versus all these titans. And, of course, the rocket squads are nice, but when they get eliminated by the buzzers, I assume these buzzers are going to start killing the rocket squads, which is the thing that they really need to start doing there as the titans all get eliminated. But the rocket squads are still doing little bits of damage when they could have already been eliminated. They won't get the kill on that tripod, and it looks like MasterLeaf is going to be able to recover some more of his forces. But it's going to be the quick harvest of this field. Of course, if you can avoid it, harvesting Tiberium with the Marv is a little bit less efficient, or it's just less efficient. I don't know about a little bit less, but it's less efficient than harvesting it with harvesters. So if you can avoid using your Marv, or maybe use your Marv on your opponent's fields, then that's definitely a good idea. Drone ship will get bombed, not out of existence. That indeed is this 4-engineer, a quad engineer Marv's job, is to wipe out this drone ship. Stasis chamber does go down here. And even Storm Column going to be getting some DPS out on this Marv, but Behemoths will be able to deal with that portal for the Engineer. But is the Engineer going to be fast enough? The answer is yes. And the Marv does not manage to get a kill on that drone ship. MasterLeaf just shutting down everything that Poise tries in this game. Even the Stasis Chamber going to be locking that Marv in place and allowing these tripods to get close, allowing a couple more descents to pop on out. And Behemoths are here to put some DPS as well as Railgun Mammoth Tanks here to put out some damage on these tripods. But the Marv is the real thing that Poise wants to get into this fight. And MasterLeaf has picked up, he has lifted off, he's sold off everything for him there. Up in the north, nothing more going on for MasterLeaf. He's just been keeping this base up and running. Dual redundant Tier 3 in the north and in the south, so if one of them gets bombed, the other one will remain, which of course means I assume MasterLeaf has been deliberately going no Eradicator Hexapod just to see if he can do it or something. And hey, harvesters who are phased, they're very good at harvesting blue Tiberium, very good at stealing that blue tib and making it home with it. And is MasterLeaf, if he just goes for no Eradicator Hexapod, is he deliberately putting himself at a disadvantage because he's confident? And we'll have to find out, is that confidence misplaced? So is he so confident that he's just going to wipe this army out that he is not worried about getting his own epic unit? Or is his confidence, maybe even his hubris, if you will, going to be his downfall in this match? We'll have to see. This is going to be a difficult base for Poise to crack. No matter which way you cut it, a Harvester does go down there, and Firehawks are also here to do what they can. The Ion Storm dissipates as the Storm Column goes down. It gets the last couple of shots there before it totally disappears. And, well, the MCV gets healed back up, and another Engineer potentially being produced here by MasterLeaf to try and keep that build radius active. And once again, an Engineer going to be able to heal that MCV up to full. Almost didn't get it, but did manage to get it. And now Power Plant here to block and absorb some shots. But I guess MasterLeaf is maybe not going to let the MCV fall. Continuing to produce Engineers. Could be even getting an Eradicator Hexapod down here in the south and going for a sneaky attack on the third base of Poise. But no, MasterLeaf is going to let this one play out in the long run. He's going to build Devastator warships and never attack. I think he's just literally waiting for Poise to attack into him so that he can have the defender's advantage. He's got 3 Storm Columns on the front line. The MCV does still stand, using a handful of Engineers just to keep it alive for longer and longer before eventually he's just going to try and bleed this army out bit by forcing them to attack into base defenses and keeping all of his tripods back for the cleanup crew. As Poise backs off, a lot of Mammoth Tanks, a lot of Behemoths, but you want to start carving away at some of these structures. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a good answer to the aircraft of MasterLeaf, and actually claiming that blue Tiberium if he was able to, say, a long-distance harvest this green, claim this blue Tiberium as well, he could build a big, big army. And, well, maybe even switch those Firehawks into their anti-air missile and get some more damage out that way. Looks like the airfield does get sold off there. And tripods are going to completely destroy this Marv. That is just so much DPS. They are backing away, though, so they may not completely kill the Marv, and it may get a chance to reverse move away from there. No, he is going to waste it. So he did not back up too far. He did not totally leave that Marv on the front lines. And MasterLeaf just slowly eating away at this army, trying to be the master of defensive play. Again, keep in mind that behind this, MasterLeaf has this this field down there and has those tripods there, but also this natural expansion up here. And he can just slowly work away at this base. The MCV is now on the front lines in a more mobile way as he reestablishes himself directly up front. The slingshots are going to be going for the kill on the Devastator warships. They're going to be able to get one of them, but no, they're not even going to get that one. It was too well defended by the Storm Column and the tripods, as MasterLeaf is, again, he's just going for the perfect art of defense here in this particular match. Going to be able to get the kill on that Juggernaut Husk, or rather the Behemoth Husk, as anti-air battery goes down right onto the front lines. And, well, he's going to be able to get the kill on 2 Devastator warships, potentially. No, just the one. The other 2 are pretty low on HP. The Tungsten Shell's doing a pretty good job of trying to even things up, but it's not enough. Another Devastator warship, 2 actual, well, yeah, 2 Devastator warships do get produced there by MasterLeaf to replace the ones that have fallen. The Marv is gone, the blue field is only half harvested, and his original main field sits with potentially tens of thousands of credits, or at least 10,000 credits, to be harvested yet over here. So lots of cash waiting there to be grabbed. Unfortunately for Poise, he is having a really tough time actually breaking this base. He has not made any significant progress. I mean, sheesh, there are still harvesters harvesting Tiberium here. Devastator warships are just slowly working their way through this army. Slowly. Well, this Behemoth did manage to escape, so he's got that going for him. Tripod's going to be stepping on forward, and of course, AA batteries, well, they're pretty good at shooting up, not good at shooting down, or rather shooting horizontally. Another AA turret gets set up and basically knocked down immediately. Barracks are here to buy time for the Juggernauts, or for the Behemoths, rather. This is just a lot of stuff. MasterLeaf even using the stasis chamber to lock down those mammoth tanks and stop them from participating in this battle, as these Behemoths just get basically stepped on. Even the barracks getting EMP'd by those Annihilator tripods, and that is it. Poise has been defeated in a totally crushing defeat by MasterLeaf. A good and exciting early and mid-game with some potential moves from Poise, and then it all fizzled out and fell flat, and MasterLeaf was under no real threat at the end. I mean, I guess if MasterLeaf walked away from his keyboard, then Poise could have just slowly worked away at the base with those Behemoths, but with MasterLeaf running active defense the way he was, never letting Poise get a foothold, he was just able to bleed that army dry, all without an Eradicator Hexapod, all without a Mastermind or a Prodigy. Well, not a Prodigy in this case, but all without a Commando or Teleportation or any sort of those sneaky tactics. That will do it for this match. MasterLeaf showing us how to defend on Tournament Stadium. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.